Hey there! So for anybody who just needs some help leading your kid through the lesson or anybody who missed, this is for you. I'm just going to walk you through what we did this past week. So this is the book we worked in for ages 6 to 11 this week. So we started on, and there is a comic little thing that they can read in the front of the book. We did not do that part in class, but we did start on page 2. So we started on page 2, and the kids really just explored the keyboard. We used storm sounds like rain and lightning and thunder to do that. So what they will need to do at home, they can explore still on the keyboard. That's fun for them to do. But also there's this page, and it is just a little writing. They create their own storm, and then they create their own music with the storm pictures. So that's something they can do that's fun at home that will help them start to understand reading music without music. Then that was page 3. And then we went to page 4. We did do all of this, finding the low and high notes on the keys. They can review that, but something they can pay attention to is the keyboard up here. I'm going to show you. It is, and I don't know if it's backwards. So the note to the left of the 2 black notes on every page, I think it is backwards. So the note to the left of the 2 black notes is C, and that was their way of finding where we are on the keyboard. So just remember that little trick. Then the other thing I wanted them to go ahead and do at home, we did also label their hands, so you might ask them about this, what number belongs to each finger. They did pretty well on that. Then we skip on to page 10. And this will give them a little example of the diagram, but they tend to go to the end of the keyboard because this is showing the end of the keyboard to do C. But remember, the note to the left of 2 black notes that are grouped together is always C. Okay, so they can play any of the C's. And I'd like for them to explore the different C's on the piano. So every time you see these 2 black notes, to the left of it is C. Then we're going to play the pattern. They used both pointer fingers to do this, and it sounded, so it looks like this. It's on page 11, and it sounded like this. So we played with 2 fingers, and without knocking everything over, it was C, D, C, E, C, F, C, G, C, A, C, B, C, C, and then we did it backwards. C, C, B, C, A, C, G, C, F, C, E, C, D, C. So they practiced that. That was something I do want them to work on this week. They did it in different volumes, different dynamics, and different speeds. So they did fast, loud, bouncy, quiet, slow. Have them practice that in different dynamics. Then the last thing that we did for the day was quantum quiz. That's on page 12, and it's a fun little activity with our fingers. It really helps with the movement of fingers when you play the piano. Sometimes your fingers are going to do weird things and it doesn't feel natural. So we want them to get their fingers used to moving that way. All they did is they started with their thumb, which is their 1 finger, and they did the maze. So it was right here, and we try not to pick up our finger as much as we can, but sometimes we're going to move under or over to cross. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we had to move over this way. 4, 3, 1, 2, 5. We had to move. 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 1. So you see, like, even on that 2, I crossed under my pinky. 5, crossed over my thumb. 1. So there's different ways to reach those numbers. I even enjoy doing it. You can try it. It's kind of silly, but it's fun. So I think the kids will enjoy doing that this week. Those are the few things I want them to practice. Shoot for 15 minutes a day this week. You don't want to make them hate piano because they have to practice for so long, but you want them to start wanting to practice longer from that because they're loving it. So I'll see y'all next week. Have a good week.